an XP from turning in the other one. And since I'm friendly now, ooh, I can have a look at her journal. Thank you for leaving it on the floor here. Today marks a critical moment in my life as one of Urborg's pupils. Having passed the trials, the only thing that stands between me and the coveted title of Necromancer is performing a reanimation. I've had the pleasure of seeing our master at work countless times. He's truly master of the craft, requiring neither reagent nor ward to bring the dead back into the living. Urborg claims that this is a matter of practice and form, but I'm convinced otherwise. His grasp over death supersedes us all, even his oldest students, who at a whim may call upon spirits to do their bidding. But even they require binding runes and focusing stones, of which our master makes no use of. The dead Urborg brings back don't just serve him. They seem eager to please their master, as if to earn his favour. But now it is my turn to join the elite ranks of the order. I've studied the scrolls, learned the rites, and burned the words into my memory through exhaustive repetition. I've gathered the grave moss and the dust from buried bones. I am ready. Tomorrow I will drag a soul back from beyond the veil of death and force it into skeletal remains. Tomorrow I emerge from the sepulchre as a fully fledged necromancer. A rogue spirit nearly ruined a day's worth of study. I shall have to be more careful with the binding ritual in the future. You mean you capture spirits to serve you? But of course. Spectral servants are invaluable to our research on death and history. Sure, some spirits are accommodating, but no, not all are understanding of the greater purpose we all serve. A power I hope to attain someday. A power I hope I can attain someday. Yes, that'll be useful. Let's have a brief look around here, then I'm gonna wrap up. Those who fear death will live under its shadow. Master death and you shall master life. So teaches Urborg. Urborg? Urborg is the founder. He taught us all we know about necromancy. Without him, the order would not exist. Can I talk to him? Sadly, our master left us in the middle of the night many years ago under mysterious circumstances. I can only assume that events of great importance have drawn him away from the order. Curious.
I'll give you a good price for what I've got left.
Order supplier. Just random gubbinses. Cool. And interesting here. Occultist badge. Soldier's badge of frostbite. Badge of protection. Mighty badge. Mighty mark, sorry. The occultist badge is interesting, but it boosts Dreg's evil eye, and I'm not too interested in that. The soldier's badge of frostbite boosts cold damage, physique, health, experience gained, and gives a rank to military conditioning, which is quite nice. I'm not sure. I might stick with what I have for now. Keeper Malvor, Keeper of Secrets. I can get this gubbins, nothing too interesting, but up here is nice stuff. Death's Side is a two-handed axe. Does slightly less damage than what I currently have, though. But it does give me cold flash. Haunted Steel. It's a component. Very nice. Blessed Steel. And Blessed Whetstone. Increases armor piercing, a bleed damage, and offensive ability. There's some more component. No, it's an augment. Interesting. There's an Aether thing that gives Aether ward. It's a rare belt, but annoyingly it gives an ability I don't have. A buff to an ability I don't have. That boosts up pets. It's one of the few things I've seen that does. That boosts up damage to materials and material corruptions. Useful. That's Girdle. Reaper's Touch. 200-degree arc attack, 3 target maximum, 33% of main hand damage, 411 cold damage, and 25% of attack damage converted to health. But it requires level 75. I find these later groups require, their highest stuff requires higher level than the group preceding it. I think the Black Legion required level 70. A few pet stuff, but they have a lot of offhanded stuff that's of no use to me. Ooh, the Elite Death's Pauldrons, Menhir's Will. Christ, that's nice. 2 to Menhir's Will, that's very nice. And 1,040 armor. Second right. Ooh, that's for the Witchfire thing. That's good. Still out like some pet boosters, but the pets are, I'm willing to, not get pet boosting stuff. I'll, make them better in other ways, Always good. Like that stuff. Also, Elite Death's Revolver. Cool. Should you encounter any of Kaiman's chosen out in the wilderness, beware. There is a Zealot's group and tackles in sight. What happened? Bastard jumped me in the woods. Oh, he's injured. Bastard jumped me in the woods, burning blades drawn. Of course, poor fool made the mistake of thinking I was alone. Cost me a few decent minions, but he made an ample replacement for one. And he grins. Poetic justice. I wish I had minions. The Keeper of Tomes.
Welcomes you.
Another one joins our ranks. It is always a pleasure to welcome an open-minded individual. Make yourself at home. Questions? If I know the answer, you shall have it. What can you tell me of the Order's history? The Order was founded 313 years ago by our mortal master, Bork, in order to preserve knowledge and pursue the study of necromancy. Before the Order, necromancy was nearly lost to the world, an art persecuted to near extinction. You may have heard of the Curse of Arkovia. That was our master's retribution for the systematic elimination of necromancers. Following the Arkovian tragedy, Bork wandered the world in seclusion for many centuries. He resurfaced a little over 3 centuries ago, swearing to restore the art of necromancy and to ingrain the pursuit of knowledge and life's mysteries into a new generation. Today the Order is comprised primarily of arcanists and occultists, disillusioned and persecuted by Urlan society, though we do welcome those who do not have the arcane gift. Bork's teachings encourage tolerance and understanding after all. Well, if that's indeed true, then that's good. Whereas tales of Bork have existed or tell me about him, whatever. Tales of Bork have existed for centuries. None know for sure in what distant time and place he was born, for Bork is even his original name. What we do know is that Bork was central to the tales of Arkavian's downfall many centuries ago. Under the decree of the Arkavian oligarchs, all suspected practitioners of the necromantic art were to be taken to the depths of torment, while prison where doomed men were left to rot in the darkness of the depths of the earth. Bork, who had then had a powerful following in Arkovia, was betrayed and handed over to the Arkavian torturers. However, he was not like any man they'd ever met. It seemed Bork could not die. His skin would not burn, and his wounds would not bleed. Unsurprisingly, this drew the attention of the oligarchs, who craved such power for themselves. Under their command, Bork was subjected to the most brutal and imaginative forms of torture ever conceived. His immortality had worked against him. Ultimately, our master agreed to their demands and offered to perform the ritual which would make the oligarchs immortal. The oligarchs had assumed that his will broken would be accepted. Indeed, Bork, the phrasing here is similar to phrasing elsewhere. By the way, indeed Bork granted the people of Arkovia the immortality they so craved, but in the form of a devious curse. They suffered the ravages of time, but the merciful release of death would not come. They became trapped within their physical forms, even as their bodies disintegrated and turned to dust. The remnants of the once great Arkovian Empire still wander the world as mindless ghouls and tortured spirits. Centuries later, Bork will create the Order of Death's Vigil, so that our knowledge will never again be threatened by the ignorant. He taught several generations of our people, before mysteriously leaving us in the middle of the night, a few years before the Grim Dawn struck. Your master left you? Yes, we do not know why or where. Perhaps he had ascended. His time on Karn concluded. I believe he's still out there, though, traveling the world in search of enlightenment. Has anyone gone out after him? Yes, of course. Many had left to search for a master, but none have returned with even a hint of his presence. It has become a tradition for young acolytes to set out into the world in search of Urborg for a year. They return wizened by their travels, but no closer to uncovering the truth of our master's disappearance. Perhaps we'll find him someday. So, I'm going to leave this here, folks. I've recorded for long enough. Till next time, I hope you've enjoyed, and adios.